Let's talk about Bleach.
Hi, hi!
So the 1,000-Year Blood War Arc Part 1 is officially done. I believe the second core is supposed to come out sometime in July. And when it comes to anime reactions, I don't really do it that often. But I decided I'd do Chainsaw Man over Bleach because I read the 1,000-Year Blood War arc during COVID. I made a TikTok video. My TikTok's in the description. I try to upload additional content on there every day. I'll leave it in the description below. But I asked people if I should wait to read it or, well, wait for the anime version, or should I read it? And people told me to read it, so I did. And so since the first course ended, which was 13 out of 52 episodes, I decided I'd make a video talking about it. Now, the manga pacing for this arc is very quick. There was 206 chapters, and even in 200 something chapters, I feel like that was really quick. So I questioned how the anime would do in terms of adapting it, because that's about 3.9, you round that up to 4 chapters per episode. So I felt like the anime version was going to have to rush even more than the manga did. And yeah, it's going by quick, but I think they've done a phenomenal job with it, because Bleach has already been known not to have the best anime adaptation, but the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, I'd say it hasn't disappointed. Bleach as a whole, I haven't really done much content about it. I was supposed to do something about Aizen. I never did, right? Life's crazy. But if you guys want more Bleach content, then let me know by subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell, and supporting this video. If this video gets like a certain amount of likes, I'll definitely do more Bleach content in the future. But I watched Bleach during COVID, where it was the last one of the big three that I watched. I had previously seen Naruto and One Piece already, and people told me that Bleach wasn't very good. They told me that it falls off after the Soul Society arc, where I disagree. Even though the Soul Society is my favorite arc in all of anime, I definitely think Bleach is in my top 10. I enjoyed the Soul Society, Hueco Fullbring, and other stuff made Bleach great. Love characters like Ichigo, Aizen, Urahara, let's see, who else? Byakuya, Kenpachi. Those are just some of my favorite characters, where it's been 10 long years. And let's talk about the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Like I said, Bleach has been gone for 10 years. I know fans of Bleach, I can't really say anything because it was more like a 3-year wait for me. But I know the fans that have been with Bleach since it started, or since when it ended in 2012, that they have been itching for this. And I will say the first episode felt so refreshing. It was like a movie. Seeing Squad Ichigo was dope. Seeing Sato, seeing Orihime, what's his name? Uryu with Light Ray again. Seeing Ichigo was dope. Hearing Ichigo say Bunkai. Hearing that for the first time in 10 years, to some people was probably dope, and hearing it after such a long time was great. They also changed Getsuga Tensho, which I'm not really mad at it. At first it was black and red, but now it's black and white. Nah, if you're mad about that, it's nitpicking. But I do think that the black and red is nostalgic, but I think all of us can agree. We're like, Ichigo, why don't you have a new technique? But it's what it is, right? We got to see the Gotei 13, we got to see Aizen, new characters, etc. Let's talk about the plot a little bit. It's about the Quincy's. They're returning. We know that there was a war between the Soul Reapers and the Quincy's because of different ideals on how to take out the Hollows. There's the Quincy King, who is known as Yhwach, where he regains his pulse after 900 years. 90 years he regains his intellect, and in 9 years his strength. Where sealing the Bunkai, I really think that's a cool aspect, because I mean, it's like any other anime, there's like something that people rely on, but I do think that that's their trump card, and that the Soul Reapers are heavy reliant, especially the captains, on their Bunkai. Where someone like Ikkaku, I really do like, because he doesn't use his Bunkai, or doesn't want people to know about it. And he tries to use just nothing but a Shikai. I think that's great. But now these characters have to learn new ways to fight. And, the captains that lost them, like Soifon, Toshiro, they're going to have to do something different. And we see that they're training in order to find something different, or maybe try to even obtain a new Bunkai, where different people are going to have to show out and get stronger, like the lieutenants, or new Bunkai revealed from captains or lieutenants that we don't know that have Bunkais. But I know people like Rukia, I think his name, he was under Tozen originally. I think his name is Shuhei. Then there's Nano. There maybe Rengoku. All of them are definitely going to have to show out and do something, because their captains and other people are heavy relying on them. And I also love the fact that we got to know a little bit more about Ichigo's past, his mother being a Quincy, and she was the reason why he has some hollow in him, and his dad is the reason why he has human and soul reaper DNA. In regards to animation, Bleach comes from Studio Parrot, which is known for Boruto, where in Boruto we've seen stuff that was pretty dope, like Momoshiki versus Naruto and Sasuke. Me personally, I think that's the best fight of all time. And then there's Naruto's new form Baryon when we saw him take on Ishiki one-on-one. Thought that was dope as well. So obviously I have high expectations for how Bleach would be animated, and the animation was phenomenal. I said this originally, but I'm gonna repeat it. The first episode was definitely like a movie, very refreshing. And typically when it comes to anime or manga, the manga's better because the author has no limitations. Where I'd say the only anime that I like better than the manga would probably be JJK or Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer. Why I say the Bleach Dynasty or Blow arc is way better in the anime than the manga. In regards to music, I think that Bleach has always had some pretty darn good OSTs, and they're back, right? Some of them, like number one, that's been in there a couple times, and there's some new and some old ones as well, where I love the intro and I love the outro. I like the outro a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie, but I do have both of them in my anime playlist. So sometimes whenever I'm driving, I'll be bobbing my head, I'm vibing to them as well, where I say a lot of the OSTs and stuff, they're very fitting, especially when like there's dark and sad moments, slow pace, whenever there's a lot of action and stuff, that the OST is fast paced. Fight scenes, I feel like the anime has been a little bit quicker, right? And I wish some of the fights were more fleshed out, but we obviously know that they only have so much they can do because of the episode minute. But one of the, I consider to be one of the best fights in Bleach was Kenpachi versus Unohana, where I feel like from what we saw, the animation and choreography and stuff and how impactful it was dope, but I definitely wish that fight was more fleshed out. I'm not gonna lie though, it did allow me to understand Kenpachi more, which I enjoy, because I didn't understand when I was reading it. Typically, like, at least for me, I can't like say for everybody else, but if it's an anime or a manga I enjoy, I tend to like read it really quickly, or watch it like consecutively without any breaks, or binge do it. And sometimes I miss stuff or I don't really understand it because I'm reading so fast. And so if I rewatch it or reread it, then I'll understand it more. But I understand like that the term Kenpachi was a title that the previous Kenpachi is supposed to train the next one to, be stronger or be the strongest, or only the strongest Kenpachi can survive, something along those lines. So I do like that aspect of Unohana training Kenpachi, and that's how he becomes stronger, and that he can finally hear his Zanbakuto. And then there's the fight with Ichigo and Yhwach. That was phenomenal, where I'm like, okay, like, I wish we got to see it a little bit more. And Ichigo, if he wasn't in that jail, how would he have stood against Yhwach? I still think he would have lost, but I definitely think that it would have ended so quickly because they were going in, right? And then there's also Yamamoto versus Yhwach, which was fire too, but I personally like Ichigo versus Yhwach better. And there was also smaller fights with the Gote 13 and the Quincy's, and Ichigo versus the Quincy's, when they went to Hueco Mundo, etc. Now, something that's called the Blood War, you obviously expect it to be a lot of blood and a lot of deaths, where I'm not mad at characters like Unohana or Yamamoto or Sasakibe. I think he's the first squad lieutenant that died. But one character that I wish that was Byakuya. Even though I like him, Byakuya is probably my favorite captain. But I wish that he died because of how the story was written, right? We have Byakuya and Ichigo that they butt heads a lot, especially with, Soul Society and that arc. Byakuya was one of like the first main characters that Ichigo had to overcome. And so they butt heads a lot, and Byakuya was like, yo, it's shame for me to ask of this, and me as a captain, I failed in my duty, but Ichigo, please protect the Soul Society. And so after that, Byakuya, when his Zanpakuto faded away, I was like, oh, that's it, he's done. And I feel like that would have been a great way for him to die and go out. And then for Rukia, for her development, I feel like she would have went harder. But, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm happy that he's alive as well. I think this is nitpicking. It's not really that big of a deal. But out of all the characters, if he would have died, I would have been like, dang, that hit, you know? Now, if you guys didn't know, Aizen is my favorite villain in all of anime. So I have high expectations for really good villains. And I feel like the Quincy so far, they've done a phenomenal job. The way that they pulled up on the Soul Society, killing the first lieutenant, and then, you know, invading the Soul Society, going crazy. I think they've done great. You know, they have a lot of revenge and hatred in their heart for what happened a long time ago. I also love Yhwach, his introduction. This man sitting on his throne, right, like a boss. All of a sudden, bang, one person dies, and then he kills another person. I'm like, what is going on? Like, he's all about the business, which I love. And then he ended up cutting somebody's arm off, which is crazy. It spread a lot of fear throughout the Soul Society. And also love, I mentioned Aizen. He showed up again, and you know, he was talking to Yhwach, and Aizen, like, Aizen, just his presence there, everybody still fears him, even though this man is locked up. My final thoughts about part 1 of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. You know an anime is good, or an author did a phenomenal job, if you've already read it and you can't wait for an episode to drop each and every week. I personally think this may be a hot take, but I think Bleach deserves to be anime of the year, right? One Piece is my favorite anime, favorite manga. I will never say it deserves to be anime of the year, because even though that this year, you know, Roof Piece and Wano and stuff like that, they've had a lot of peaks, a lot of dope moments. The anime's pacing is horrible, so I never will consider the anime to be one of the best. Spy X Family was good. Blue Lock's Go-To 2. I like Blue Lock so much, I ended up picking up the manga. I read it in like 3 days. I think that Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District, was fantastic. I think episode 12 is anime episode of the year. AOT's AOT, phenomenal as usual. Chainsaw Man, me personally, think Chainsaw Man is good, not great. I think it's overrated, but maybe it's just because of how long it's been gone and, you know, the hype about it. But Bleach just hit, in my opinion, and I can't wait for Core 2 in July. I may react to it, I don't know. I really want to see for part 2 how they're going to match up Squad Zero and the Gorosei 13, how they're going to go against the Quincy's and, you know, Ichigo's training, new Bunkais, new techniques, stuff like that. But let me know how you guys feel about Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War. Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Are you guys excited? And did this raise your, I guess, love for Bleach even more when considering like your top 10 or top something anime? But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.